few months before that day, I had defeated a kid in a race, killing him. Although I never did actually accept that it was my mistake. But in a few months from that day, I had to escape my own country in a half-dead situation with my body full of blood, just because I trusted someone not worth it. It was around 10 a.m. when Susie called me to inform the death of Ajay. I was shocked to hear it. She was mad on me and hence she cut the call before I could say anything. I immediately went to the hospital and there I was informed that the body had been taken for cremation. I rushed to the given address, reached just in time. Instead of being unwell, his mom was there, crying so loudly that even the dead cried with her. His sister was still in a shock. Even after her mother kept banging her head, she didn't respond. I couldn't take it. I just left, went back to the hospital and paid the remaining bills of Ajay. I wasn't feeling like driving my bike, so after a long time I chose public transport. In the bus I saw a mom with a newborn baby, the smile on her face. It was so deep that even after winning a continuous 100 races I couldn't get it. Because every race I won, there was a guilt attached to it. The guilt of choosing racing over parents. Over that, I never took revenge for them. I just allowed the person to be free. I was rich enough. I had my own business. But all I needed was a perfect push, which I got when I reached home that day. There was a letter on my doorstep which said, "I know who killed your parents." It had a number written on it. I called it and the person on the other side said I must be ashamed of being so selfish. I replied harshly saying, "I don't need moral classes, just tell me what you know." The answer was kind of tricky. He told me that whatever he knew comes with a price and terminated the call. Seconds later, I received a text message which had an address and a note saying that I must visit the place in order to know who killed my parents. It was late night, so I slept and the next day morning I left early to find the address. On reaching there, I found a house. I knocked the door and a girl opened it. She was shocked to see me, but I was completely unaware of who she was. I didn't actually know what to speak, but she did. Her name was Jenny. She was Ajay's girlfriend. She was amongst the very few people who knew that Ajay died in a race against me, and she was upset because of it. I apologized, but she didn't seem to blame me for whatever happened. She showed me an album of her and Ajay. I got really upset after knowing how big fan Ajay was of me. She didn't speak too much to me, but while leaving she said something unexpected. She said that she doesn't blame me for winning the race, but she's very proud that Ajay was at least fighting for his family and not for just himself. My phone rang. I picked it up and from the other side someone said that I ruined even the second chance. I didn't visit her on the previous night itself, and this shows that I am not at all willing to take revenge for my parents. Now I had only one more chance, and it was to cancel my upcoming race and visit Ajay's mom at the hospital. I did as he said without a second thought. Geoffrey was a bit angry at me, but he knew my conditions, so he seemed to take charge. At the hospital, I introduced myself as Ajay's friend to his mom. We had a good talk about Ajay. She missed him a lot. Simi, Ajay's sister, was still in shock. That very moment I decided that even if I'm not able to find my parents' murderers, I'll at least bring happiness back to this family. Seconds later, I got a mail which made me very angry at Geoffrey.